Hello, welcome to another episode of eTraining Guide. So today we're going to talk about upgrading Windows 10 to 2004 using SCCM. And I'm doing it to 2004 because I need to go there first before I go to the newer version. So with that, I wanted to talk about some of the features of 2004 that will be available once we upgrade, the Windows Hello improvements, Windows Defender System Guard, Windows Defender Application Guard, Setup Diagnostic now is automatically installed. Windows Autopilot. With this release, you can configure Windows Autopilot for user-driven hybrid Azure configurations. There's an ADK assessment deployment toolkit that will determine if your systems are compatible or able to upgrade to 2004 and meets all the requirements for that version. Also, it supports Wi-Fi 6 and WPA3 support. Improved VDI experiences, especially with the sandbox and some of the graphics and stuff like that. And Cortana improvements. Fortunately, that's going to be going away once the Windows 11 comes around. And then also desktop analytics. So I just wanted to highlight a few things that has been improved in the 2004 release. So with that, let's get started. So I'm going to open up my console. Okay, so one of the things you see this little box right here? So it says I have some clients in my environment running a version of Windows 10 that is no longer supported or will reach the end of life in the next 3 months. So, okay, so if I go to my Windows 10 box that I have in my lab, you'll see, let me bring this over here. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so I have Windows 10 and I have 1903. I have Windows 10 Pro. So that's the version that I currently have. And so it's out of end of life. So if I bring up the, I'll bring this over as well. As you can see, the release dates for all the different versions. Now the latest version is 21H1, which I need to upgrade to this first before I can get to that version. So right now I'm at 1903. That's already, the support for that end date is already passed. So the 2004 would be supported till the end of this year, December. So I'm okay with upgrading to this. So I'm going to upgrade to this. I'm going to do a separate video for each one so I can talk about some of the features and show you some of the features of each of those releases. So, so let me go ahead. And so what you want to make sure you have enabled is when you go to your software update point, you go to classifications and you want to make sure that the security updates and upgrades is selected. And then you also want to make sure that when you are under products, under Windows 10, you want to make sure that Windows 10 version 1903 or later is checked. Once you check those, and if you don't have those checked, check them, and then you'll need to do a synchronization with your WSUS server to pull in those updates. So what I have on there, so what you'll need to do is come into the software library, and you'll see Windows 10 upgrades. So I'm going to go ahead and add my criteria back. So I'm going to say required, language, because I only care about, and then products. Product, there we go. So I'm going to put 1 for required. And then I'm going to choose English, because that's where I am. And then I'm going to choose that product, Windows 10, 1903 or later, and do a search. Now, I've already done the synchronization, so that's why I see. So you can see I have a 2004, 20H2, and 21H1. So I can upgrade to either one of these, but you sort of have to go through the... So I'm just going to go to 2004, check out this process. So what I need to do now is I need to so first thing I want to do is I want to create a folder for my Windows 10. So we're going to call it packages. We're going to call it Windows 10 upgrades. Update, actually. We'll call it update. So we got that. Now what I want to do is I want to right click on this one and I want to go download this package. I'm going to create a new package. I'm going to call it Windows 10 Update 2004. Update 2. I'm going to say 2. Let's see, was there a better way to... Let's call it feature update. That's kind of what it is. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put the path to that. Let's do this. Go to packages and copy that. All right, so we browse to that. So there it is. Select folder. All right. Okay, then you go ahead and click on next. And then we're going to add to the distribution point, so I'm going to put it on both. That's fine. Take the defaults. I'm going to take the defaults, that's fine. And then, okay. And it's going to download. This will take a few minutes to download this update. Okay, so as you see, it's downloading. Click on close. All right, so you can see the folder got some files in it. So let's just take a look at let's monitor. As you can see, it's completed on one, but we're still waiting for the other. So it's going to take some time to replicate to that. So we'll give it the time. Okay, so everything's been replicated to the DPs. So now we'll go ahead and go to Windows Updates. And you can see that package there. We're going to go ahead and deploy this now to my Windows 10 machine. Let's bring my criteria back up. All right. One, my English, and then product, which is Windows 10. Later, search. As you can see, it's downloaded. See, it's now downloaded, so it's not currently deployed. So now I'm going to deploy this. I'm going to go ahead and deploy. I'm going to call it Windows 10 Feature Update to 2004. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to do a collection, so we're going to select my Windows 10 machine. Okay, we got one. Next, we're going to do an available, because I want to do it so I can show you the other side. We're going to do it as soon as possible. Now, you can schedule it to go at a specific time if you want, but I'm just going to do it as soon as possible. And then, let's just show all notifications. Okay, commit changes. All right. We don't have Operations Manager. Next. All right. All right, so that's set. So let me bring my Windows 10 over. Let me go ahead and close that out. Go to my control panel. Config Manager. I'm going to do a machine policy. Now, in this case, I'm going to do a software update evaluation because it's an update. So I'm going to give it a few seconds here. I usually wait like 10 seconds and then I'll just run this. Give a little time. Okay. So now I'm going to go into my That may take a little bit of time to get here. Okay, so after a few minutes, you can see it shows up here, Consumer Edition, because I have Windows Pro, because it's my personal license, so it's not an enterprise license. If it was an enterprise license, it would say Business Edition or Enterprise Edition, it'll say whatever, that version is. So we're going to go ahead and click on Install. Okay, yep, we want to upgrade, install the Now, it may take some time, so be patient. Um, we'll let this go. All right, once it's completed the installation, it will require a restart, so let's go ahead and restart the machine. And it's now applying the updates. This does take a few minutes. Okay, so my Windows 10 machine has just finished rebooting. So we are going to log in. Okay, so now it's finished applying the updates. So now it's going to set up the profile. It did take a little bit of time to log in, obviously, because it's just been upgraded to the 2004. So this part will take a few more minutes. Okay, so it's done. Let's take a look here. As you can see, I now have 2004 installed. It has been upgraded to the 2004 version, and so that's good. Now, in doing the update this way, it does create a Windows old directory. So keep that in mind when you do this in-place upgrade, kind of what this is doing. And so with that, now if you're running into some issues, the log files that you want to look at are the update store log, update handler log, update deployment log, and also the UA handler. Let me go open up it. I want to open this up in CMTrace. Open up in Notepad, so if I click on here, you can see, yep, completed successfully. Then you'll just, the UA handler log is the scan log, so it finished scanning. And we go to the update deployment log. There we go. There we go. And you can see it took a while to download. It's kind of a big update. And so you can look in here to see if there's any issues with the deployment. So those are the log files I would look at if you are running into some issues. So now if we go into the see, once the updates get installed, it disappears from the Software Center, which is good. All right, so that's good. So I'm going to go back to my SCCM server. Eventually, when it does another deployment evaluation, it's going to, it'll say this is no longer required once it, and if you want to monitor deployments here, you can go to deployments and you go to Windows 10. And there you go, there's the Windows 10. Now it hasn't sent the information back to SCCM that it's complete. Once it is, it will show compliant once it runs that after the reboot takes place. Now I didn't check that box, which is fine. I could just run another deployment evaluation on the server, and then it'll send that information back to SCCM. And eventually, when that happens, this message will go away because it'll know that the server has been updated. This device has been updated. And I'm going to put in the description below that all of the features for Windows 2. Version 2004, along with the support matrix of all the different versions of Windows 10. So I'll put that in the description below. Okay, so after running another deployment evaluation, my Windows 10 deployment is now compliant. So that's good. So everything worked well. And so now my Windows 10 machine is now upgraded to 2004. Eventually this will go away. It'll do another, I'll run another, yeah, so you can see it just went away. So I no longer have any more alerts in my environment. So I'm done with the Windows 10 update to 2004. Again, I'll link all of the information in the description about all of the different features that I mentioned earlier in the beginning of this video. Because then I'll have a next video on what this means and how to, Cortana improvements, desktop analytics. Some of the stuff requires cloud integration, so I'll show you that in the next video. So I'm going to be doing these other upgrades to the newer versions of Windows 10 in the coming weeks. So if you're not subscribe to the channel so you can see those. I'm also going to be working on upgrading my SCCM to 2103, and there's also a hotfix after that as well. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.